What's up, everybody? Tyson Roush. Let's talk Jets. Hope everybody's having an excellent weekend. I'm sure you are if you're a Jets fan because the Jets won 27-0 last night. A lot of really cool things to embrace and just be happy about as they go into the next preseason game against the Buccaneers. Thank you to everybody joining us for the stream last night. Our chat was in rare form, man. I honestly could say, I love all the channels on YouTube, man, but our chat has got to be amongst the best, man. There are so many funny, unique people in there, and the conversations are always wild. And last night in the third and fourth quarter, the game kind of got a little bit, not boring, but a lot of players you didn't really know, and it was kind of sloppy, whatever. But the Jets are playing well, but the chat's just so funny, man. So thank you guys for joining us. Definitely appreciate it. But one of the biggest storylines coming out of that, if you look at social media and the reaction from all the fans, is the Jets defense. And they were relentless last night. And one of the topics throughout this entire offseason we were doing like a season preview was, will the Jets have a top 10 defense, top 5 defense? Will it be better than last year? And you even hear about it on Sports Talk on WFAN where people are like, well, the Jets didn't play anybody last year. It was all backup quarterbacks. So I was always saying, it's probably be a top 10 defense, but there's a lot of advantages they're going to have this year they didn't have last year. First and foremost, a much better offense, so they shouldn't be on the field as much, right? And they should be playing with leads so they can be a lot more aggressive. So that was like, no kidding, Tyson, we know that. All right, well, here's a couple of things we probably didn't anticipate, which is making me more excited. And this could be because I had some green Kool-Aid last night. I'm buying it, not the hype, but it's a lot of excitement right now, right? So first thing is Jermaine Johnson looks like a man on a mission. He looks like a completely different player than last year. The Jets went from a team that had no pass rushers to now you have a bunch of them, and they have speed. For a long time, the Jets lacked sideline-to-sideline speed on defense and also athletic guys off the edge that can be disruptive. Jermaine Johnson is just different, man. He's fast, he's physical, he's explosive, he's a force. You add in Bryce Huff, who was grossly underutilized last year, who is ridiculously explosive. Then you have a guy like Will McDonald, who, when the Jets drafted him, I had no idea who he was. I'm not a huge draft guy, but I was thinking wide receiver there, maybe defensive tackle, all the offensive linemen were gone. Will McDonald, obviously he's going against second and third string, maybe fourth string guys. He looks fast, he looks explosive. The spin move is ridiculous, and he's relentless. These guys are all relentless. They have this endless motor, and he's not going to be asked to do a lot, but if he's in like spot duty, just pin your ears back, go after the quarterback, it's going to be great. I've always been a Carl Lawson fan. He's been banged up the last few days, but you figure he's supposed to be healthier than last year. He's going to be explosive. Then you look on the inside of the line where Quinnen Williams is just an all-pro defensive tackle, huge disruptive force. John Franklin Myers, you have Al Woods as a run stopper. You even saw things out of Quentin Jefferson. Tanzel Smart's been playing pretty good too. I'm not sure if he's going to make the rotation. You have Solomon Thomas, but the Jets' defensive front is ridiculous. They can get after anybody. And like I said, playing with a league, you can just say, you know what, go after them. So you figure teams are probably going to attack the Jets' defense by trying to run the ball, right? See if the Jets can stop the run. Or like the dink and dunk passes, the short passing game, to kind of get them to all bite in more and then go over the top. So you look at, all right, if you're really confident what the Jets can do in a pass rush, it goes down to the linebackers. C.J. Mosley, still Pro Bowl caliber. Quincy Williams, solid player. And Jamien Sherwood, you still got a lot to be seen there. I wish they brought back Quan. They didn't. I'm wondering if they still look at other players. I know they like Chaz Surratt, but he's hurt right now. I wonder if Joe Douglas tinkers a little bit there. So you're like, all right, if the defensive line can hold the fort, C.J. Mosley be a Pro Bowl here. The linebackers are going to fly around and just make tackles. The other thing that they can do, too, is they'll be able to generate a pass rush without blitzing. And that was the one thing where everybody talked about, like, Rex Ryan's defense or the best defenses we've seen with the Jets. It always came down to exotic blitz schemes. You had to generate pass rush a lot of different ways. If the Jets can get past a pressure with 4, I mean, the sky's the limit, man. It's just wild. And then if you can get a relentless pass rush, I'm using relentless a lot on purpose, by the way, is that you have a secondary that is very good, especially at corner, where DJ Reed is a very good corner, Pro Bowl caliber corner that's probably underrated in many eyes. Then you have Sauce Gardner. Year 2 is going to be better. Keep in mind, like year 1, there's a lot of expectation. He had an NFL offseason, more film study, more preparation, and now he's just going to get better. He's a student of the game. You have Aaron Rodgers giving him pointers of like how he would attack him. That's great. Michael Carter in the slot is very good. So you have corners that are going to probably get a lot more opportunities here to get interceptions. The safety position is probably your one weak point where you're hoping that Jordan Whitehead, who looks a little bit lighter, is better this year. Year two on the defense, where Saleh is a very good leader and communicator. Tony Adams is kind of the X factor, where great athlete, has a lot to learn, but can run around, do some things. And then you have Amos as well. So I think you look at defense as a whole, it's all predicated by up front. And it's exciting, man. I mean, I think that the sky's the limit for this group, especially if you give them a lead. I mean, I just think this is probably the best Jets defense this team's going to have in a while. And for as a longtime fan of the Jets, I've always wanted to have a defense like the Ravens, like the Eagles, one that you're proud of, but one if you come into the game knowing you're going to get an excellent effort, they're going to smack you around, they're going to have that swag, they're going to set the tone for the game. For a long time, the Jets didn't have that. We saw it a little bit last year, and towards the end of the season, they got tired out and I'm sure they were demoralized too because you had to hold every team to 10 points or you weren't winning, or 15 points because the offense was so bad. I think now they know they have a chance to win, which is even make them more excited, and they're gonna have a lot more opportunity to be aggressive. So let me know what you think. Do you think this defense will be better than last year? I think it's gonna be, man. Now, the one thing I will say is it could be better than last year, but statistically it may not be as good because of just the level of opponent and everything else. But I mean, dude, if you're gonna be a top 8, top 9 defense with the potential of this offense, big things are gonna happen for the Jets.